Okay, well, first day of full pads today. Was really pleased kind of with the physicality. Actually did some live tackling, limited amount, but some live tackling. I thought it was good for the guys to continue to progress and play. They're working hard. Week into it, I've been pleased with the effort, attention to detail. We're throwing a lot at them. It's not flawless, perfect in any way, but I do appreciate the effort these guys are giving and battling each other day in and day out.
How do you approach the tackling component in the next couple of weeks? I mean, do you do it every couple of days, or how do you
Right.
go full contact?
We did some today, and it was in a scripted, kind of controlled, about 24 plays of it. So with 3 groups, eight plays per guy. We're definitely doing a bunch of drills. The way we're trying to practice and thud tempo, even again in a great body posture to make tackles, but we're staying up and staying off the ground. We'll have a few scrimmages this camp where it'll be live tackling.
The pads coming on naturally raise the energy level of practice today.
I think it was more the live piece that we did a little bit early in practice that definitely raised it, because these guys have had shoulder pads. The intensity's been pretty good each day.
Coach, you have complete influence over this program, but you couldn't stop the rain. You had to come inside. Is there any difference between being inside and being outside right around this time?
I think the difference is a little bit the field space. Ultimately, again, in individual, it's nice. We've got those 2 beautiful practice fields, a lot more space, and that affects things. Outside of that, the indoors are a great setup.
Okay, thank you.
You want to see through this week, Jonathan, as you guys still looking at Saturday, you think, to get out there as a scrimmage? What are you hoping to see as you build up toward that?
Yep, we're Saturday hoping to scrimmage, and really having a lot of the package in, situations in. So, normal down and distance, getting the third down, some red zone. We're going to touch on some 2-minute toward the end of the week, and so and then on the special team side, get all 4 phases, some reps on Saturday. So kind of a complete picture of those situations on Saturday.
Is there anything you've seen the most growth in, or just something that stood out in the week almost?
I think the line of scrimmage defensively, those guys have done a really nice job, and really the front 7 part of that. You're going to hear from the inside backers here in a minute, but that group's playing at a high level. That stood out. I think our specialists are performing well. We put Kim on some pressure just the other day, and he bangs it right through for the team, and so pleased with those guys.
You mentioned defensive front, defensive line, anyone standing out that you mentioned?
Well, Van Summer, it's been nice to be out there, man. He's a long time coming, and you can tell his energy, and Ben Roberts has been a nice addition to add to that depth, Matt and DQ, and those guys. So, and then, even on the edge, Bogle, Jalen Thompson, as a group, like I'm saying, that front 7 been kind of pleased.
Coach, we got word that Aiden has met with every player on the roster. Why is that a big thing when players think it's okay to just see players on a regular basis, but to meet with everyone on the roster? Why is that important?
Yeah, I do think he's kind of an inviter. He gathers guys, a connector. I don't know about formal sit down individually with each guy, but I do know that he's approachable. He knows guys, and we've been working that as a team. Not just strictly football this camp, and get to know each other, doing some events and things, and guys are dying into it.
To people who don't understand that, why is that a big thing when they think that they can just see people all the time?
Well, to me, it's the ultimate team game, and you want to be coming together as a team. It's a big group. We got 118 guys, let alone the staff and that size. So I think it's important beyond just knowing the scheme, but really knowing your teammate.
How would you evaluate his leadership and just, making this transition? He says he welcomes the pressure. Just knowing him, how would you evaluate how he's done so far?
I think he's done really solid. He's just authentic, is what he is. And I think guys appreciate that. And look, I know he plays quarterback, and that position gets a lot of attention. We've got some other guys with some serious influence on this team. I think about Mav, and you're going to hear from JT. And Cal's been here a long time. He's got influence. Nate Carter, I could keep going. So I like the group. We're not there yet. We got a bunch of work to continue to do, but I think they're coming together.
With the pieces you added on defense, what do you think the potential is there, and where do you think you're strongest at?
Yeah, defensively, we've got potential, but it's got to come together. I do think it's pretty competitive in regards to the depth, and then where you're going to land on the depth chart. There's still a lot to be decided there. Excited about the secondary. We got some new pieces there, and so those guys continue to work to gel and come together.
With Joe, when you guys did kind of establish what identity and what schemes you want to run, how much did you have an influence over that, or how much did you kind of just let him roll?
Yeah, he's done it at a high level, and so he has you know, that's what we hired him to do, make decisions, organize the thing, coordinate the thing. And I've been impressed just watching it. You can just see from spring through the summer how he implements it. These guys are picking it up. And it's a difficult scheme to go against.
Is that from an offensive standpoint, you just kind of add input to it, or?
Yeah, small input of like, hey, we try to attack it this way, or you ever consider this? Small nuggets like that.
I meant more from the defensive side, like, do you give him, okay, this is what the offense might want to do?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
In what ways have you seen Jordan Hall progress from when you first got to East Lansing to now?
I think his confidence has grown. You know, early on in spring ball, everybody was learning, and when you watch him now, he's flying around. He can contribute in multiple ways, not just at the inside backer, we're doing some things on the edge. Special teams, he's been huge. Excited about his season coming up.
In the leadership he has, what ways have you seen, he's only a sophomore, but kind of taking the younger guys under his wing?
Yep, similar strong voice, been around it, and I think he genuinely wants success for all involved, and he kind of lives that day to day.
With the opening game, at least within eyesight now, do you start to see in the first week of August that this team is becoming a team? Do you see that in tangible ways?
We're trending that way, yeah. You know, a week into it, this is going to be a huge 2 weeks, kind of coming together, but settle in a depth chart, schematics, tighten up a bunch of details. Go about 2 weeks, and then we'll be headed toward prepping for the first game.
And even going off that, I know a lot will be happening, like I said, now in the next 2 weeks, but maybe when you came here and your expectations of what you wanted this team to be like on and off the field, where are they kind of matching up to what you hoped?
Yeah, no strong disappointments. I mean, I think they are buying in and working and trying. Same with the staff kind of coming together. That part, we do know that it's a work in progress, and excited about the work on the day-to-day of becoming a tight-knit unit and a very competitive team, down in and down out.
Are you looking at just doing the 2 scrimmages, kind of one, then walk
Move
through?
for sure too, and then we'll see at that point.
Do you enjoy this stage, the build, like you've been through it before where year 1, year 2, you're looking at certain things, and then you get to sort of years where sort of performance years, future fruits of the labor. Do you enjoy this stage of it?
I have been, just kind of a mindset, new adventure, implementing from the ground level the work like that. I've really enjoyed that, watching these coaches teach, coming together as a staff, really thinking through what we want to put the practice through, watching these guys, players, go out and work, not even just practice, walk through the team meetings, position meetings. I enjoy it.
Have you seen signs where you go, okay, we're going to be okay here? Like things you have to see already.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you go, okay, we're good. This is almost a relief in a sense.
Yeah, plenty of signs out there watching this guy. Oh, he's going to be a good player. Yeah, maybe he's going to be fine, and over time, a bunch of examples like that.
What specific examples can you give?
I was just watching this freshman class. I think this freshman line mentioned the D-line, giving them some troubles right now, but the way they're continuing to work, compete, you can see improvement from practice 1 to where we're at practice 7 now. I feel awesome about those guys.
Time for a couple more. You mentioned about Van Summer, but Stanton, kind of saw him out there today, kind of going through more and more of the drills. I mean, I guess having a guy like that come back, like, you feel like he can be a contributor.
Yeah, he's talented, smart, means something to him. He can help that room, and it's been great that he's been going every practice.
Specialist wise, when you got a punter and kicker back, you bring in a long snapper, do you feel pretty solid there? And does it just sort of leave returners, I guess, is maybe the question. Where do you feel on the special teams?
Feel solid with the specialist end of it. And it really, I know those guys played before, just watching them these 7 days. Heckley's been great, all of that. The return game, I think we got some options there. That hasn't been decided. But we got options, kickoff, return, punt return.
Coach, you touched on that a little bit, but with your staff, what have you enjoyed most from them so far this game?
Oh, the way they work together. I mean, let's face it, we're going offense, defense, nonstop in all these days, and the way the staff continues to work, it's a good time. Competitive, right? But then when it, like just now, practice is over, those guys are conversating on ways to get better and having a good time doing it.
With Jordan Turner, what did you see in him when you were evaluating him in the portal, and then first impressions in the spring? How's he come along since then?
Yeah, the physicality shows up, and it has definitely shown up since he's been here. The leadership component, we kind of had a unique niche. You know, he played for Paul Chris, we recruited Paul, and I did the same when I was younger, and so we've always had kind of that camaraderie. Just good guy, football leader, and he's really physical.
Were you eager to get Van Sumeren on the field? He had the sidelines in the spring. You
Very
probably saw
eager.
a little bit of film.
Yep.
You may not have seen much film because we have to go back to 2022.
We watched some high school stuff on him. Yeah, we hadn't seen much. I even pointed him out in a team meeting. I mean, he makes a play in the backfield, and you genuinely how excited he was to be back out there. And we just talked about it. Like, we can do hard things. This guy had a lot to overcome, and he's not alone. We've got Parachek in the same way, and Skis, and so as a group, I think it's a great example to see Van Sumeren go through what he has, and now out there playing, having fun, and making plays.
Thanks, Coach. Last one with Reiner, and then we'll wrap it up.
Takeaways was an issue at times for this defense the last few years, particularly interceptions. Where do you see you guys being able to do that? And
Yeah, we're gonna
where do you
need
see the practice?
Yeah, we're gonna need it. I think even today, had a couple turnovers. DBs are catching balls. I mean, offenses aren't just gonna give you the ball. That's why they call it a takeaway. And so it takes all 11. DB catching a ball, but creating pressure on the quarterback when mistakes get made. And so we're progressing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank